take questions for head coach Matt here.
Matt, this seems like just probably what you come to expect from Zach at this point, the way he's been playing this season, as consistent as he's been.
Yeah, he, what the most impressive is the rebounding. His ability to go get rebounds, in and around people. A lot of times when you get bottled up and you're that size, it's hard to, kind of have balance and be able to still explode and get the basketball, and he's done a really good job. He obviously struggled from the field tonight, shot under 50%, but he just stayed with it. He made his free throws. He only had 2 turnovers, and then he rebounded at a high clip. But no, he worked very hard. He's put in a lot of time with the Canadian national team. He's put a lot of individual time here, and it's a breath of fresh air. Like when you get a guy that doesn't have bad habits, and his job's a little easier. He runs down, he'll set a screen and dive, he'll run down and post, and that's about it, right? We'll run some plays, and he's got to know it. But for the most part, he gets a lot of attention, and he's still pretty productive.
Coach, you've talked about how the team hasn't played perfect offense yet this season. Does this performance come close to that, or do you not think so?
Well, we gave ourselves a chance. They stayed one-on-one, and so we didn't go away from our game plan. Some people will double, some people will throw different looks at you. Other teams have had success doing what they did, so that's why they do that. They're going to live with that, and then, obviously they're going to go back and think they had to play better offensively in the first half because they obviously scored the basketball in the second half, but so did we. But no, he's, you got to be able to handle the double teams. You got to understand where people are. So we work a lot and not trying to trick him and knowing in certain situations what we're going to do, when we're going to dive, when we're going to cut a guy through, and where guys are supposed to be in their spots. So they can do what they want to do. You can't control that, but they also can't control where we go once it does go inside, and then we just try to play from there.
Are you seeing kind of a mentality from Zach, the way he's attacking the rim, that he's carrying himself like the great player he's kind of establishing himself as?
Yeah, he's just playing with confidence, and I think anybody who's been as consistent as he has been so far this season, that's going to build confidence, and it's going to make you want the basketball more. It's going to want you to be aggressive, and the other thing that he's done a great job of is being able to stay out of foul trouble, but also be aware defensively. And he probably gets just as many offensive fouls as he does defensive fouls. I think he got 1 today, but but you learn, you learn how people defend you, and you learn how things go. But no, his stamina is great, and his confidence is at a high level.
The second half, Minnesota's offense kind of got rolling. Is that something that you saw wrong with your team, or did they just hit a bunch of touchdowns?
Well, I didn't think we did a good job in staying into the ball a handful of times. I thought Cooper got in there a couple times, got a dive for a layup, found some people. He got going and made a couple shots there late. But I thought they made some tough twos also. Jamison Battles is a really, really tough cover. He can shoot to 25 feet. He can shoot step backs. He can shoot on the move. So he is a tough cover. But I thought they made some tough ones. I think we'll go back and watch the film and see some breakdowns. But I thought it was more good offense for Minnesota.
Do you know how long you'll be without Mason, and what did not having him mean for your how you distributed your minutes between Caleb and Trey? Yeah,
I do not know how long he'll be out. He didn't hurt it in practice. He hurt it lifting. So we'll just wait to see. But, he gives us, a great spark. He's a guy that has a lot of experience. He can shoot the basketball. He's very competitive, and always lays it on the line. But, when you have a deep front line like we do, there's going to be nights, there's going to be a guy that might not quite get the minutes. Other night, Caleb and Mason got a majority of those minutes, and Trey Kaufman didn't. And it kind of shows you, Trey Kaufman's character and those guys' character also. Now he's ready to play. So a lot of times when you play 6, 7, 8 minutes and you think you should play more, you get mad, and then when you get an opportunity, you don't play well. And, Trey Kaufman hung in there and kept a good attitude, and I thought he really helped us tonight when, Mason went down. I thought Caleb did some good things also.
Matt, how much are you kind of reaping the rewards now of having redshirted Trey, where he gives you moments like this, and
Right.
a year ago he's going to play 5 minutes if he gets into a game.
Right. And that's what, the college coaches across the country, I feel for them, for the rules, kind of the landscape of college basketball, because it's such a microwave kind of thought that, everybody, if you jump into college basketball and you're not good right away, then they did a bad job evaluating. They're not very good. Well, it takes time when you're 18 or 19, when you're going against 21, 22, 23-year-olds. And so we've redshirted 8 out of the 12 guys that we've had on our team. And at the end of the day, it's where you're at when you're 22, 23 years old. And you want to have that season, or you want to have an all-conference season at the end, because that's what he is. He's an all-conference caliber player. But it takes a mature person and mature people around you to see the big picture and see what's best for you. Now, with that being said, we have 2 true freshmen starting for us, right? So if that's the case and you're going to be in that position, then everybody understands that. But it's hard for guys to get into rhythm. It's hard for guys to understand their value when they get yo-yoed in and out of the game. And they're getting yo-yoed in and out of the game just like the subs in high school did for them. So they don't realize when they go out, they'll be like, what did I do wrong? When in reality, whoever that starter is going back in the game. So they've never had that mindset. And they normally don't talk to the 8th or 9th men in high school and say, hey, how'd you guys feel about this? And now they got to feel it, because you go through it. And that's really hard. So getting that redshirt year and sitting there and seeing a lot of things and not thinking it's personal really allows you to grow, and your intellect grows. And then now when you do get a chance, you're going to be in a much better position.
It was kind of that stretch in the first half where you guys made a couple of transition threes there that really kind of flipped the game. Your thought on pushing the ball up the floor for those quick threes, you want them looking for those before Zach is down the floor? And
Yeah, if they're open. Yeah. It depends on who it is, right? It depends on, I thought we had some open ones tonight, especially from our 4s and 5s that were really good shots. Fletch, had some good looks. Brandon Newman when he catches the ball on rhythm, even though when people are on him, that's a good shot for him. That's his baby. He's got to be able to knock that down and make that one dribble pull up. And as long as they're in rhythm, yeah.
Fletcher had 20 points, 8 assists, no turnovers. Is the game starting to slow down for him from what you see, or was today just more of what you've seen all season?
Yeah, no, this is what he's done since he's gotten here. Him and Braden are both very confident. Most guys that come in, that's where it's hard for them to adjust to major college basketball, just because there's going to be times you're not sure of yourself. Fletcher's very sure of himself. As long as he stays within himself. Like I thought tonight, I don't think there was one play where, he got away from himself. I think maybe that pass to Zach, he probably should have passed that out to Ethan, and Zach found a way to get it. But I like it, because they're looking inside. You see how much we throw the basketball inside. It takes a while to get to that point, and our guys are starting to pick up. If that's the case, you got to get it in there. You're going to get starters out of the game. You're going to get into the bonus. You're shooting from 4 feet. There's a lot of positives there. But, when you're a player and you're confident, a lot of these guys don't play with a good post guy in high school, so they're not used to feeding the post. And these guys have really started to pick up on that, make your life easier, get that basketball inside. Then we can play off of them, and you're going to get more opportunities from that. But no, Fletcher's been great.
That's one, Brad.
I think he's the 3rd different guy this season to have 7 or more assists in a game. And I don't know how often we've seen that over the years. Does that speak to the collective?
Who were the Ethan was another one?
Ethan had him. Braden had 7 in a game.
Did he?
I believe. What does that say about your collective
Man,
playmaking?
you guys are good at following us.
That's what they pay us to do.
We've recruited some guys that can pass. You go and see Ethan Morton play, in a high school game, he gets 8, 9 assists. Fletcher's a great passer. Braden's a fabulous passer. That's, what you do. Now we've really circled a good mix of people around Zach that can pass the ball but also make plays for themselves.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you.
You say that you redshirted 8 of the 12 guys on the team.
Yeah, but a couple of them weren't. David Jenkins isn't our